I was really looking for a box that could open up hell and open up kind of, what this vehicle to jumpstart a nightmare. I knew that I wanted it to be simple, and I wanted each question to, at face value, be something that you think you would answer in a second. That the box isn't interested in any of that, and that it's wanting the stuff that she doesn't even sometimes acknowledge.
Check one, check two, check one, check two. It's working. Hello? Can you come in? It's working. You're coming in loud and clear. God, it's been a minute, and I miss you. I'm not gonna lie. I've been missing you quite a bit. I've been taking care of myself, man. I've been working out really hard. I've been eating clean. I've not been drinking. You got to do something, right? You got to take the edge off somehow. So I still do that, but. No, tonight's an interesting one because it's kind of a battle of two directors that I actually really like, two directors that have let me down, two directors that are, I'm not going to say on my shit list, maybe one more than the other, okay? But really, when you think about it, if you say the name Osgood Perkins, you elicit a certain response, right? You think about something, you think about maybe Longlegs, right? Maybe think The Monkey. Maybe you go back to some of his earlier films, and those are great films. Black Coat, right? And then you say the name Bryan Bertino, and right now that name's a little bit damaged because of the new Stranger movies. But you can't really take the Strangers away from him, even though I'm not a massive slasher fan. And I kind of was late to that party. Kind of grew to love that movie. But Bryan Bertino did The Dark and the Wicked. The Dark and the Wicked is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I love that movie so fucking much. Like I love that movie. I really, really do. And I think unfortunately what happened this weekend was, after you get through like all the stuff you're doing for the week and it's time to kind of settle down and watch some horror movies, there's a couple that I hadn't watched that are just kind of a shame. Like shame on me. One of them was from Osgood Perkins, and that was Keeper. I was waiting for that to drop in price because I was going to spend $25 on a movie that I heard allegedly was not good. And I'm not going to be the guy that wastes $25. Like, I want to see it and I want to own it if I'm going to hate it, right? Like, I at least need that. Give me the movie on physical so I can at least hate it, with a good conscience, a good clear conscience. And then there's Bryan Bertino's new film, Vicious. So I rented both. Actually, Vicious is on Paramount Plus. Shameless plug, right? That's free if you've got it. I know it's not free, right? But every time I want to cancel Paramount Plus, here's what happens. This is just behind baseball. Also, I found my autographed Guar Scumdogs of the Universe thing. I was going through a bunch of old clothes, just cleaning my house, gotten rid of some exercise equipment, got some new stuff in, and I found that old Scumdogs that got autographs on it, and I was like, oh my God, that's from Sounds of the Underground 2003, 2004. When they played Scumdogs. Anyway, I fucking love, God, what an awful racket. Guar. Huge Guar fan. I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm going to watch these two films. And so Vicious, every time I go to watch Paramount Plus, I can't remember if I have it, because when I don't want to watch a film on Paramount, I always remember that, like, oh, I'm pretty sure I canceled this subscription. And what happens is every time I go to cancel, whether it's on Prime, usually it's on Prime, they go, hey, buddy. Hey, big fella. Do you want to go ahead and keep getting Prime for 99 cents for the next 3 months? We won't tell anybody. Shit, it'll be our little secret. Don't fucking say anything about this, or I'll come after you. That's the vibe I get from Paramount Plus. And I love Paramount. Huge fan. One of my favorite studios. Anyway, this is, who gives a shit? Let's talk about the movies, okay? So, Bryan Bertino's new film, Vicious, starring Dakota Fanning, and pretty much just her. Mary McConnell's in it for just a second as kind of a jump scare that you could miss really, really quickly. She's great in a lot of movies. She's in 1408, but she was Howard Stern's wife in private parts. Love her in that. So she plays Dakota Fanning's mom, and we're following Polly basically, and Polly's kind of a 30-something that's down on her luck, that's just really kind of having a hard time. From what we know, we spend about the first 15 minutes in her place. The place looks like it's wintertime. It's a really big place for her, especially it sounds like by checking her voicemails and the state of her plants and the decay around her house, we learn that maybe she's not doing so well. You almost want to think like maybe there's a miscarriage or something really bad happened. There's a bad relationship. There's something going on where she can't keep a job, but she's got all this talent and people want her, but she just doesn't have her shit together. So she's going to drink wine and have ice cream. It's a tale as old as time. It's something we've seen a lot. And that's kind of the trope that we start with. And then a knock comes on the door. My pitbull will go crazy, so I gotta be quiet. It's fucking psycho. And so they knock on the door, and you got this old woman at the door, and she's very, at first, all you see is black in her eyes, and I was like, oh shit, Bryan Bertino's gonna do it again. He's gonna get me, man. He's gonna totally get me with another badass fucking movie. One that I was totally sleeping on, that just fell under the radar, and I missed it again, and I'm gonna have to come on here and say I'm sorry. And there is a vibe to the first like half hour of this movie. There is a Bryan Bertino vibe that is stylish, it's elegant, it's got crazy stuff happening in the foreground. His use of color and tone and music and soundscapes, excellent, man. You know this is a Bertino film right from the start. And when that woman, and she opens the door and she says, hey, I'm lost. I got a number I can call. I used to know someone that worked here. You can't see any white in her eyes. And I'm like, that's a demon at the doorstep. What is she holding? There's something there, man. And of course, she decides to let her in. She's a good Samaritan. She lets her on inside. And can you guess what happens next? The woman sits down. She starts asking some of those clarifying questions that we do when we see a woman that's got a really nice house. No kids. Check. Right? First red flag. No husband. You're not a wife. Check. Right? No one's going to know you're missing. No one's going to miss you, basically. And so this woman, after the nicety, says, hey, I'm going to start now. And she puts this box, and this is going to be relatively spoiler free. She puts this box down, very auspicious box right in the middle. And she says, you're going to die tonight. Just straight up, dude. How good is that for a horror intro, man? So good. I don't know why I'm looking around like talking to all of my friends on the wall or some bullshit. But that's how you feel. You feel like drawn in. Like I'm watching this and I just lean the fuck in. And I was like, how's she going to die tonight? I got to know. And she says, this box you need to feed this thing. There are rules to this box. There's some instructions, and I can't tell you what they are, but you'll know. And it's so kind of, it's very like inadvertent. Of course, Dakota Fanning, Polly's character, starts kind of getting a little bit unnerved. I'm gonna call the police. She says, don't you dare. If I were you, I wouldn't tell fucking anyone. Nobody can know about this. And later we know, that if something happens to Polly, right, this is a movie that follows kind of a similar trope. Something can happen to the old lady, right? Maybe you have to pass this on, almost like The Ring in a way. Almost, I'm trying to think of other ones that this reminds me of. Obviously, The Box, right? There's other like horror tropes that it follows, but when the old lady leaves, the box is outside. Dakota Fanning calls her mom, and we kind of get more of her backstory, and we know that she's got a job interview, and she's gonna go change. She's gonna go upstairs, and we get to see this beautiful like upstairs, this crazy place that she's got. It feels like Pennsylvania somewhere. It's wintertime, almost like a Christmas movie in a way. And while she's up there, you start to notice things happening in the foreground, and the shadows get closer, man. And there is a jump scare in this movie, dude, that got under my fucking skin. I was I was so bought into the jump scare in this movie, dude. I rewound it 3 times. I was like, oh, that's the Bryan Bertino I know. I had it super loud, of course, and I just like, oh my God, dude, there's a great jump scare. And basically what happens is the mom starts to tell her daughter that I'm not your mother, right? Almost 1408 like, starts playing with her, messing with her, gets a little bit demonic, gives her the rules. You got to put something you love, something you need, and something that you hate into this box where you're going to die tonight. And there's like this kind of there's a timer, right, with the sand. There's a timepiece that gets set down, and so she's got to choose. She's got to put things in there, and the box doesn't want to give her the right things exactly. And it can't be just surface level shit, or it would be way too easy, because you can see she's a cigarette smoker. That's the first thing something I hate, throw the cigarettes in there. Oh, my failed relationship, throw a picture of the ex in there, right? That surface level shit isn't going to work with this box, and you get to learn a lot about Polly, and you spend a lot of time with her. Now, this becomes a supernatural kind of thriller in a way, I guess, but this is definitely more for a mainstream crowd, I would say, because it is on Paramount Plus, and it kind of sucks that they scrapped the theater, the theater run. They just put it directly on the streaming service, but I digress. It's not the end of the fucking world. I think there is some really this is a gory movie. It's called Vicious. Like, it should be kind of gory, but it could have been so much better. This could have been an 8 or a 9 out of 10 because it's got an intriguing plot. It's got a great little setup and surprise, and then towards the middle, like, if we're going to be stuck with Polly, we need to get to the root of Polly's problems. We want to know exactly what happened to her. We want to know, like, what caused her to be this way, and we want to see her unravel and just bare her fucking soul like I'm doing to you right now. This would have been a great movie if she would have done that. And there's opportunities for gore, and there is gore. This is going to upset some people that are just on Paramount wanting to watch a horror movie. There's scissors involved. There's there's a knife. There's some trigger warnings in this that are very typical Bertino that I really did enjoy. But if it would have done that like 5 or 6 times in a row, to where, like, if you can't escape the box and you decide you want to get out, similar to 1408, we're going to put, ways that are going to mess with you, I guess is a good way to say it. And a neighbor's not going to save you, a phone call, like the people you love the most. Everybody's compromised and you don't know what's real. That's what's kind of cool about this movie. And it could have been amazing if they would have just put just fucking gore on gore on gore on gore and just ended the movie that way, dude. It does end a little fumbled. And so, yeah, I'm going to say I loved the first hour of this movie. I thought it was, maybe not love, but I really enjoyed it. And then it just fell apart for me. So I'm going to land probably at a good, maybe a 6 out of 10, maybe 5 or 6 out of 10. But if you're just sitting at home streaming something, this is worth your time. It's a very competently made film. I love Bertino. I love The Dark and the Wicked. I love The Monster. I love The Strangers. But I just feel like this had so much potential. Now, quickly, the reason why I did not do Keeper from Osgood Perkins, because I thought about doing both of them as kind of like my 2 most disappointed movies I've watched so far this year. And I know those are 2025 films, but Keeper was so frustrating as a film. And I tell you that being a massive fan of Longlegs and enjoying his other films. I like slow. I like brooding. I like rainy, sick day fever dreams that I can like come back to and kind of rediscover later. And maybe this will do that, Keeper. But similar to, like, I did not like Midsommar the first 4 times I watched it, but I knew there was something there that was annoying and disturbing, and it just kept me intrigued, and I've come to really like that movie. Same with The Witch. I did not like that in the theater, but I fucking love The Witch now because I watched it one time when I was sick. So maybe Keeper will do that. Keeper bored me to tears. I texted my buddy Fern and I was like, dude, I want to say you need to see this movie for the very end. There are some creatures, there is some monster folklore in here at the end that is worth seeing the movie. But that hour and 20 minutes to get there, man, is a nightmare. Okay, I'm not saying that actress didn't do a great fucking job, but if I fall asleep 3 times and I'm not drinking and I'm paying attention and I have to rewatch it the next day, it's not a great movie. Like, it's not for me. I'm not going to feel bad about it. But there is great scenes at the end, the very end, and then it just kind of leaves, like, there's some stuff with jam and like headless cake stuff that's so cool, but it could have been everywhere, peppered in. The music was really, it's just a weird movie, and I know he's a weird dude. This is the most challenging film ever. So Keeper, I'm going to give it like, I'm going to go 4 out of 10. I'm going to give Vicious probably a 6 because Vicious infected my dream cycle. There was a moment in Vicious where I was like, this might be kind of a scary movie, dude. For the first like 40 minutes, I was like, there could be, if this is like The Dark and the Wicked, how did I not know about this movie? But it doesn't do that. He like softens the blow, and he really like takes the venom out of the cobra. It just becomes a belt, ultimately. You're just hitting somebody with a belt instead of a snake. But, you know, I've been going for way too long for movies I did not love, but I really did enjoy Vicious for most of it, and I had the creepiest fucking dreams after this movie. And the next day, Sunday, I've been kind of doing this thing where if I kind of like a movie, I rewatch it, especially if I pay for it, to see, am I going to buy this thing? Is it worth talking about? is there enough meat on the bone here to justify recommending it to somebody? Because I don't want to just take my gut surface area reaction, because sometimes technology, you get on your phone and you really just can't give a movie its justice. If I love somebody as much as I do Bertino and Perkins, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not necessarily distracted, but yeah, anyway, 2 times with a movie if I think it's decent. Keeper is not that movie, but if it comes on sale 4K, and I might pick it up just because I think it could have rewatch value later. If you want to annoy somebody and put them to sleep, Keeper's for you. If you made it to the end of this video, guys, 15 minutes, I didn't cut once. I just wanted to come on here and just kind of rant for a minute, almost like a testimonial, and just kind of check in with you, let you know that I'm doing well. All those thoughts and prayers, appreciate. I'm doing great. So, guys, thanks for being here. Happy January, Happy New Year. I don't know how long you can say that. I've only made like 2 videos this month. I guess I made a couple the week before, but I care about you. Hit that like, subscribe, talk some shit down there. Are you a fan of either of these directors? If you are and you've taken a chance on these movies, what did you think? At least if you have Paramount Plus, you know, it's free. I don't know if I would pay for Vicious, maybe. It's just, it becomes way too predictable. This feels like a Drag Me to Hell, but, you know, more PG-13, if you could. You know what I mean? Even though there's some gore and some F words in it. But yeah, until next time, I love you. Take care. You look great.